Yeah, just to me,
Yeah.
I don't like shows that make an hour-long episode because I'm like, that's just a movie at
Yeah.
this point. Just make a
Yeah.
movie. Like, to me, it's like
Yeah.
at this point, you're just making a movie. I don't understand why you have to make it this long. 30 minutes is
Yeah.
okay. Like, it's fine. There's a reason they're called
Yeah.
shows. The only time I've ever seen a show, at least shows I used to watch, was when they would do like specials that are like
Yeah.
an hour
Like,
long because it's like, oh, this big storyline. That's fine.
yeah. Like, I
But if it's the
understand when you
norm,
make a special that's going to be longer than normal, or it might be shorter than normal.
yeah.
But when it's essentially a movie in itself, like for example, the last episode of season 4 of Stranger Things was just about 2 hours, if I remember correctly.
Jesus Christ. That's a movie.
It's like,
That's
don't get me
just a
wrong,
movie.
it's good, but I'm
Well,
going to
Stranger
call it
Things.
a
I'm not saying
movie.
Stranger Things is bad. It's not. I'm not saying Stranger Things is bad because to me, Stranger Things is really good, very well
Yeah,
done. But
like,
their marketing strategy sometimes
yeah,
confuses me. First of all,
yeah,
second of all, a lot of
yeah,
times when I look at what they're doing, I'm like, why? Like, especially them taking so long. I'm glad they're taking their time, don't get me wrong,
yeah,
but there are times where I'm like, it cannot be. It's like, you have to be over. Like, there is no way
yeah,
that you're still doing this for 5 years.
yeah. And one of the few things I do know that's part of why season 5 is going to take a really long time to come out
Which
is
they
most of
finally
the
released the trailer.
actors are working in a lot of other films and other shows as well.
I'm aware.
And as a
I get it.
result,
And
they're
that's
not always
fine. But again,
available
it's
for
also, no, yeah.
filming
And like I said,
Stranger Things.
I always try to give leniency
Yeah,
when it comes to shows taking a long time to release their stuff. Because I
yeah,
know it takes a long time to make a
yeah,
movie, to make a show, especially a
yeah.
show. A show takes longer technically
Yeah,
because
like,
it's
have you
multiple
seen
episodes.
Amazing Digital Circus by any chance or no?
Oh yes, I love that. I love that stuff.
Yeah. It is a example of story writing done well because they don't openly tell us about anything. It's
No,
we have
Goose
to
Park
learn
is
about it as
very
we watch it.
yeah. Goose
But it's
Park is
also
a
an
very
example of
big
well written.
follower. She is a very big follower of the show Don't Tell rules, and I love her for it. I also love that at the same time she does something that I believe some showrunners forget to do. She has fun with her show. She writes episodes that she wants to do.
Yeah,
You know, they're obviously story. At the same time, she also takes
yeah,
her time. Like not
yeah,
only does she take her time, which I will forever appreciate, she does whatever she wants if she finds it funny. She doesn't care
yeah,
about like, oh, will people like this? No, she's like, I this episode was
yeah,
funny. Like she has admitted
yeah,
one of the recent episodes where the one where it's a need. She said straight up, yeah, that was for me. That episode was technically for me. I just found it funny,
yeah,
and I love that because it shows that you can have fun with your own media. You don't have to be so serious about it all the time. You can have fun.
yeah. And that's another thing that I also like about Studio Glitch is when they make a show, they dedicate a lot of work to making that show work well. And it's like, I understand that it's going to take a while, especially for an indie company that makes most of their money through YouTube.
Yeah.
But they like to put creativity and dedication into their work so that their works can be successful.
Yeah, and not just that, with Glitch, you can understand why it takes so long. And usually it
Yeah,
doesn't even take that long. It takes like, what, a year at most?
to complete a season.
Like to complete a season, it takes a year. And for the other one, maybe like, what, 2, 3 years? It's not
Yeah,
like Stranger Things that takes so long. And
yeah,
again, the reason they take so long, I feel like it's their own fault in a way. Like,
yeah. It's
dude,
like
you
it's
do not
literally
have
the
to
time
make
it
a
takes to
movie.
write it.
Like, you do not, for me, it's like you do not have to make a movie for every episode. You just don't. You can make the seasons longer. You can make the seasons longer, more episodes,
Yeah,
not just more episodes. The episodes can be 30 minutes. But it's like, no, they
yeah,
keep making movie after movie after movie. It's essentially just a movie. And I'm like, at this point, this isn't a show anymore. This is just a bunch of
yeah,
movies all wrapped up into one.
yeah.
And like I get it, it is very interesting, but for me it's like,
It's
dude,
interesting,
it's
but
not
it
moving.
does make it very
It
long.
frustrates me. It frustrates me because
Yeah,
it's like I always say, if you're writing a show and the show is and the episode one is 15 minutes, just
yeah,
complete the 1 minute and 30 second, 1 minute and 40 like thing, and just make it a movie and release it at this point. Just
yeah.
make it a movie and release it.
Oh,
Like,
I have a spoiler for if you ever do watch Stargate. One
okay,
thing that
I'll let
is there
you know.
for the show is when they release the first episode, it's supposed to be two separate episodes, but for whatever reason, I do not know the reason, whenever you do look at the first episode, it's actually two episodes have just been lumped together as one thing.
I
So it
also hate
ends
when
up
shows
becoming a
do
movie
that.
unintentionally because it's just really, really obnoxiously long.
I hate when shit. I
But it's like
also
only the
find that
first two
sometimes
episodes were lumped together like that. Other than that, they do have official movies. Uh,
that's also sometimes
yeah,
I hate when they do that.
yeah,
Sometimes. If you do it right, I don't give a crap. If you do it wrong,
yeah.
I'm gonna complain.
Like, don't get me
But one,
wrong, the two episodes that have the Stargate as a show are really well written. It's just it's very, very long because it's
yeah,
two episodes that were forced to be used as one episode. Or another show where they've essentially one giant episode, but then it's been broken into parts, doing the opposite. Transformers Prime. The first episode happened to be so long they broke it into five parts for the show.
which I appreciate
Yeah,
sometimes. Like one thing is a good example:
yeah,
Squid Game Part Two and Part Three. Squid Game Part Two, the reason it was cut up, I believe, was confirmed is because it was too long. They made the season too long, so Netflix said, "Hey, we need to like, we cannot have this season be that long." So they're like, "Okay, season three," and they took time to make
yeah,
sure season three was up to par, but most of it was already finished. It just took
yeah,
time to make sure it was good, essentially,
yeah.
which I
Which goes back
appreciate.
to dedication for the show and for the
Yes, and I
franchise.
appreciate that they do that because they know. Another good example: K-pop Demon Hunters. They revealed that the movie was supposed to be 3 hours long, but I at first thought it was because Netflix told them, "Hey, this is too long." No, actually, from
Yeah,
if it's true that they did answer questions from Reddit, they cut it down because they didn't like that it was 3 hours. They're like, no, we are very happy with the 1 hour and 40 minute runtime. It was their choice to do it.
yeah,
Which again, I appreciate because there are times where I'm like, movies don't have to be 3 hours long. They really don't.
yeah. Like, don't get me
I
wrong,
I
you can make
enjoy
a
some
movie
I
that's long that's really good. Like, for example, with Avengers. Like, with Avengers Infinity War was supposed to be a lot longer than what actually was, but because they planned to do so much, they essentially had to turn it into two films, and even then they could have easily made it three films.
no, yeah.
Just because,
But again, those
or
movies were
even four films if
very
they were to push
long.
it, because it was long, and there was so much storytelling that had to happen.
No, for real. And
Yeah,
like again, I appreciate it and stuff, but at the same time,
yeah,
something that I always got upset with Marvel for doing is that they kind of popularized people wanting those long 3 hour long movies, and the studios being like, oh, we need to follow Marvel, we need to follow the trend. And I was like, no, 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 no,
yeah,
no, 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 please no, please no,
yeah.
no, no, no,
Remember when a lot
don't
of
bring me those
studios were
movies.
doing the multiverse train? Or it's like, oh, one thing started doing multiverse, and then everything else started doing multiverse as well.
So now I love multiverse stuff. I love it.
Yeah,
I
I
love it.
like
I
the
eat it. I
idea of
love,
it,
but oh my god.
but
I
It's like
love it, but
that
Jesus
those few
Christ, so bad.
years, the market just became oversaturated because
No, yeah, because
everyone
everybody was
started turning
doing
to
it.
it.
Everybody was doing it, and I was like,
Yeah,
please stop,
yeah,
please. Like, oh my God, I get it, sure, multiverse,
yeah.
whatever. It became so
It became so
crappy
overused that just people got tired of it really quickly because it wasn't just one or two studios doing it. It
with
was
everybody.
everyone. And it
Everyone
wasn't
wanted to do
just
a multiverse
exclusive to
because again,
the United States as well.
no, yeah, everybody wanted to because everybody was eating it up. And again,
Yeah,
like that also happened with the 3 hour movie thing. I blame a bunch of it on Marvel because they kind of
yeah,
popularized it. And I was like,
yeah,
please no. Some people said that they wished movies for some people say that they
yeah,
wished movies. I have friends who say that they wish movies were 3 hours longer, and I
yeah,
disagree wholeheartedly with them. I'm like,
yeah.
no, I want
Like,
movies to be 1 hour and 40 minutes again. 2 hours at most. I
yeah,
want that to return.
yeah,
I'm
like,
glad it's coming back. I'm glad
yeah,
studios are cracking down and some studios are cracking down and
yeah.
saying like that's too long.
Like
Hell no,
for my
whatever.
own opinion for movies, if it's gonna be passing 2 hours, you might as well make
Right.
another movie as well.
No, yeah. No, yeah. That's what I say. It's like if you have a bunch of
Like
stories
if
to
it's gonna be
tell,
too long to
make
be as
more.
one movie, make a movie series or make a TV show
Yeah.
out of it.
Like, like, no, yeah. And that's why I say I remember that one of my friends who watched K-pop Demon Hunter said I wish it was longer, and I said no. It's perfect. The time it did is perfect. It is perfect. I no don't
Mm,
there's no need to change it. It is the perfect runtime because they got what they needed. They got the main story they wanted to tell. They did it beautifully. It was an amazing. I haven't watched it all of it, but when I heard that it was that they decided to cut down on the 3 hours, I respected them. I'm like, thank you, Jesus
yeah,
Christ. I do not want a 3 hour movie. But from the scenes I've seen, the very like non-spoiler scenes I've seen, I was like, oh, hold on. What is this? They're
yeah,
kind of cooking here.
yeah. And one of the sad things I have to say that is there for making movies, especially when it comes to the movie giants, is a lot of movie giants, like especially Disney, are like, oh, we didn't make much money off of this original movie, therefore people must not be wanting original movies. And
Oh
it's like,
my, don't get me
yeah,
started on that statement they released about Elio.
yeah,
I
yeah,
lost it.
Disney,
Me and my friends got on a call and started losing our minds because we were like, no way that Disney just said people don't want to watch original movies. Oh, you mean the original movie you never promoted? Okay, yeah, 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 sure, 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 sure,
it,
sure, 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 sure.
it's like, out of the entire time that they promoted the movie, their few promotions they did do did not make it look good.
Not just that, but again, people were also saying that they were a bit tired of the animation, which I don't give a shit. I
Yeah,
thought the
that one
animation was
doesn't surprise
fine.
me considering a lot of people are complaining about a phenomenon called bean mouth, where all the characters look like they have a bean mouth for Disney.
I
It's
think
like
it's
for
just
2D
because we're going the
animation that
stage
could
that I
technically
don't
work,
care. I
but
don't
then you
care
look at
about the
Pixar and it's
animation
like they're all
personally.
doing the exact same animation. It's like they have
Yeah, I
one
don't
animator for all
care.
of it.
I personally don't care about it because I just don't. I don't give a
Mm,
crap. But I
mm,
understand if people were getting tired because they've done so
mm,
many movies with the animation style, and it's like fair
mm,
if you're tired of it. I get it. I don't care though. But like I remember my friend sent me
mm,
a new Pixar original movie that they were promoting, and I was like, okay, this actually looks
mm.
interesting. This actually looks good. Disney, if you don't promote it, I'm going to kill you. Cause again, they're like, oh, people don't want. It's like people complain, but they don't go to the movies, and it's like maybe promote the movie. That would work. That would be great. Maybe promote the movie first of all. Second of all, maybe experiment with different art styles.
Yeah,
Third
it's
of all,
like I
make
remember when
make some
Disney
people look
used to
good.
experiment with different art styles, And then they stopped because it was getting expensive. And it's like I understand they might
Not
not
just
experiment
because
as
it was
much,
getting expensive, but
but
because
then they
they
just
found
stopped
something that
altogether.
works. Not just they it's not just that it's expensive. It's because it's very simple how Disney works. They find something that works and they milk it until it dies. They do until they literally cannot, until essentially the cow is bones. They will keep milking that. And once it's bones and they cannot continue, then they try. Then they go and quote unquote experiment. Like example, the live action trend, they're just gonna milk that crap until it dies. They do not care. They're gonna keep milking that until it does not make any
Yeah,
money.
like we already know that with Marvel, they've already milked all their good ideas to the extent that they've started doing reruns, or not just reruns, but remaking the same stories. Like for example, with the new Captain America film, it literally rips off a previous Captain America film, more
I
specifically Winter
to be fair,
Soldier.
I don't know about Captain America. I don't like Marvel. Let me make that clear. I don't
Yeah,
like Marvel. I have stopped liking
yeah.
Marvel. I was
Yeah.
slowly liking Marvel, but then when they
I
put
did like
this,
Marvel until after Avengers Endgame, then they started making a lot of weird movies that it just didn't feel right.
I don't blame you. I just got a bit
Yeah,
annoyed. If I'm being real, I just got annoyed with the
yeah,
even with like She-Hulk. She-Hulk is the thing that annoyed me because I'm like,
yeah.
what is this writing? Like the
And then
writing is driving me
the writer
crazy.
for She-Hulk even admitted that she didn't understand the superhero dynamic or why superheroes do what they do.
Oh, that
And
made me so mad. I was like, bro,
yeah,
then
that
why are
made
you writing
me
this?
very livid because
I hate
one,
when they do
why did
that.
they hire
I
a writer who doesn't understand the
I
material?
hate so much when they do that. They hire people who
Yeah,
literally don't eat. No, I hate it when they hire people who don't like superhero shows, and I'm like, why are you writing for a superhero show? Oh my god,
yeah.
it drives me crazy because it's like, bro, why? Oh, they wrote good stuff, but they don't like this stuff. You're not gonna do good. Use your head.
It
Use your
reminds
head.
me of how with the DC shows that were live action that were coming out for a while, for a period of time, those had some decent writing,
And
and
then went to
then
crap.
suddenly they all lost all their good writers, and the shows kept continuing, but then the writing was just bad. It's like they were just hired to just write
Best
random material, or
example
maybe they
for
were using
me,
AI to write it. And then they
doubtful.
act surprised that suddenly people are not watching as many of their shows. And then it's like the
For
evidence
me, the
suggests
best
that
example
yeah,
is the live action Flash show. I loved it at first. I was like, this
yeah.
is cool, but then they kept going. And I
They
was like,
and then kept
okay,
going
please
and
stop.
going.
Please stop. Yeah, I was like, please
Yeah,
stop. Please stop. Enough is enough. Like, holy crap, please. But no, they just
yeah.
kept going,
They
and
just
then it
kept
just got
going
so
and kept
bad.
milking it until eventually they couldn't milk it anymore because
Yeah,
it's
because
just
it was just not good anymore. And I was like, dude,
yeah,
like DC, come on. Not just that, I blame Warner Brothers so hard a lot of times because these
yeah.
guys, the decisions they make.
I know that Warner
You know what the
Brothers blocked them from being able to make more shows at some point because
I
Warner
remember
Brothers got
that
absolutely
they
fed up with what was
yeah,
going
there
on.
was a point. Yeah, there was a point where they like stopped them from making shows because they got
Yeah,
upset, and it's like it's kind of
yeah,
you. You are the ones making some of these decisions, so it's
yeah,
kind of your fault. But okay. Well,
yeah,
one of the things that always upsets me that I always bring up, it's not a show, it's a freaking video game. It's Suicide Squad
yeah,
Kill the Justice League. That is the
yeah.
stupidest decision that I've seen Warner Brothers make in the DC bucket, in the DC
Yeah,
world, in the DC
and
world.
the
Because let me
people that they
explain.
worked with for that
Mm.
were absolutely bragging about it, saying that it was supposed to be the next best thing and that was going to be the next step in all
Yeah,
gaming.
because the thing, the mistake they did. First mistake, biggest mistake. Why did you connect it to the Arkham series of Batman? That was so stupid. Because, dude, it makes no sense for it to be connected to the Arkham series. They connected it to Arkham Batman. That, how? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
First of all. And then Warner Brothers started saying that because they say that announced the new Deadshot, and people were like, "That's you say this is connected to Arkham. That's not Deadshot. The Deadshot in Arkham is Hispanic. He is he is not he is Hispanic. He has not been captured. Dude is dude is free." But then Warner Brothers releases a tweet saying that, "Oh, when you're this famous, people like to copy you." And I'm like, you did not just insinuate that the Arkham Deadshot we know is a copycat. What is wrong with you? Why did you think that was a good idea?
Honestly, with Warner Brothers, I do not know what they're up to, besides the fact that one of their few games they have that is doing well is Dying Light. Like, we still have new people getting into Dying Light and doing things
Because
every
nobody
year
did.
just because it's well written.
Oh my
Which,
god,
I
it
have to
doesn't.
admit, I did try Dying Light 2. I struggled so embarrassingly badly just to master the basic mechanics.
Yeah, trust me, I took a break from the first game because the mechanics are also very weird to me.
Yeah, like I have to admit the first game is hard, but then the second game just gives steroids to every mechanic. So that plus they added new mechanics that are even harder to master. And it's like I almost couldn't get through the tutorial for it. Which don't get me
Yeah, I
wrong,
just
the tutorial was meant to be easy, but I almost couldn't get through it because I had some things where it's like, oh, in the first Dying Light game, one of the abilities you get is you can drop kick. But
yeah.
that's like towards the end of the game where you've done a lot of things and you had to work your way up there. At the beginning of Dying Light 2, it's a skill you're supposed to have from the start. And when you have to try to use it to practice, if you're not plus on a different, if they did change the buttons that they have to do it in Dying Light 2, so it's not even the same buttons to do it, which just made it even worse. Hmm.
I just another thing that also made me laugh. This is kind of a parentheses. I remember I was scrolling through the PlayStation store just seeing what games they had on sale, just window shopping essentially, and I saw Suicide Squad: Kill the Justice League. Right? I saw it was the digital deluxe edition that was $100. It was on sale for $10. I was floored. I saw that. I took a
Yeah,
picture and I was like, I need
yeah,
to show my friends. This right here is how
yeah.
you know a game is bad.
Yeah, like I
Gotham
remember
Knights.
showing up to Walmart to get a game at some point, and I saw it on sale for $2 for the regular.
Oh my god. I have Kill the Justice League, but I didn't buy it. It's because PlayStation Plus offered it for free, and I'm like, you know what? Give me that
Uh,
crap. Let me play this game. Let me
yeah,
actually torture myself real quick. So I did. I haven't played it. I haven't. I've been stalling because I really don't want to. Because I'm scared, honestly. And you know what also tells
yeah,
you that nobody liked the game? They literally they took back their original story. Their original story was that the Justice League, you have to kill them all, right? That's the original story, sure.
yeah,
And they killed off everybody, including Arkham Batman, which everyone hated how they killed him off because it was a genuinely stupid death scene. I saw it. I was like, what is this? They took it back and said that those were actually clones, that the real Justice League was alive. And I'm like, you did not just went back. You did not just take back your original story because you did not just essentially take it back because you realized people hated them. No freaking way you did that. They didn't. They did. And I was laughing at it.
and the only
Because I
reason
was
I
like,
can see why they do that is simply the fact that they were losing
the
so much
story
money.
sucks because no one wanted to play it because the story was genuinely bad. And
Yeah,
I was sitting there in shock. I was like, how did you
yeah,
make this story so bad? How did you do that?
Yeah.
Like,
The only
dude,
thing I
show
can
me a
think
way.
of that explains it has to do with the company that they worked with, who's now sort of gone into hiding because they've sort of become like a bad omen. Like if a company works with them, people tend to not buy the games that that company makes if they know they work with Sweet Baby Incorporated.
Oh
Which
my god,
that
I
in
hate
itself
it.
is its own rabbit hole that I do not want to bother explaining because a lot of other people have already done that for start. And second, that rabbit hole seems to be going on forever because it's
Oh
just a hole that gets deeper and deeper every week.
my god, hate, I just hate Warner Brothers and like the
Mm,
fact that I just hate their freaking practices because
mm,
movie wise, show wise, they, the moment they got their hands on DC, it's like eBay. They just downhill. And I
yeah.
hate it so much because it's like, dude, you had a good thing going for you, Warner Brothers. You
Yeah, they
really
had a lot of good things, and now they don't have many good things.
no
And
because
only
they
very
don't
recently did they
have
start turning back
anything.
to investing in Dying Light, the first one again. Which means we might be getting more shit for Dying Light, or at least Dying Light 2, either one. And it's like it's still their
Oh
one of their number one games as of late, unless it's changed recently.
God,
Mm.
Lord, I just hate because I know that at one point they were gonna do a Batwoman show, but the story
They
was
did do
so
a
bad.
Batwoman show,
Oh yeah,
and it's
but the story was
garbage.
so bad that the story was so bad they had to cancel it. I didn't watch it because I
I
was
know they
not
made
interested anymore.
2 seasons of it at least. And I know that for the last crossover that they did officially for the shows, it's season 2 of it that has the crossover episode. And it's supposed to be the start of like the final crossover they ever did for the live action shit.
I just drives me crazy because these guys,
Mm.
I'm just like, I just want to be a fly on the wall, you know, and just watch
Just
stuff.
see what they're up to.
Yeah, I just want to see how they come to these conclusions sometimes. How they
Mm.
came to the conclusion of, yeah, Suicide Squad, oh yeah, let's insinuate that Deadshot from Kill the Justice League is the actual Deadshot and the one in Arkham is actually a copycat. What made them come to that conclusion? You know, I want to see what made them come to that conclusion.
Yeah. There's some things where I'd like to see the creative process that they turn to. Just so I can understand how they go from having $1 million idea and turning it into a $50 idea,
50 is still stretching it.
$10 idea. Actually, that's stretching it
Oh,
still. $2
yeah,
idea.
good enough. Good enough. I don't want to give them credit. I really don't. I do not like Warner Brothers.
That's
Those
the most
guys.
credit I can give them, and with
Also,
Warner
because again,
Brothers,
they're the same people that decided to hire whoever the hell that guy was to make the Justice League movie, and it was one of the worst movies I think I've ever seen.
they've had more than one Justice League movie made, and each one has had a
I mean,
different writer and a different director,
yeah, I
but not
mean,
all of
like
them were called Justice
specifically,
League.
I mean specifically the one that they had a Marvel director come in and they kicked off Zack Snyder. That one, that Justice League,
Oh,
that one I hated. So with Gal Gadot, Jesus, honey.
oh, don't get me started on Gal Gadot.
Oh my God,
She
dog!
does
Can you
not know
give
how to
emotion?
act for the sake of her
Can you
life.
give emotion? I would love something from her, 1% at the very least. Because what do you mean this girl is so monotone the entire time? Does she know she's getting paid either way? Is that what's going on? Because what in the
Maybe
hell?
that's what it looks like because everything she's in, she's the exact same person.
No, for real. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I can't get over this. Cal, no. Kal-El,
Like, oh,
no.
she's supposed to be angry, and she just sounds the exact same
No, oh my
as
God, the Snow
anything
White.
else.
Enough. I said enough. Give us nothing. Yes, give us nothing. Because what was that? Genuinely, what was that? Oh
Like, I
my
will
God.
say
I was.
this. giving some credit where it is due, she does sort of look the part for Evil Queen. She just
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
possess the ability to act the part.
Oh my god. I can't get over it. Like, girly, 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 girly. You know, acting means giving emotion, right? You're not a like
Yeah.
it's you're not. You're
Like,
not.
like with Gadot, the only time I've seen her with emotion on camera is when it's an interview.
Not for real. I swear she gets more emotion in interviews, and I'm like, girl, where was this? Where was this in the movie? Where was this?
Yeah.
Another thing is that also makes me mad because it's like, did the director not try? Did the director not tell her, hey, can you give me emotion? Did the director not like crack down? Because, dude, if that was me, I want to be a director. I'm studying to be a director. If that was me, I would be telling her, girl, please. I would be so annoyed with her. I would tell her straight up, dude, please. I wouldn't even have hired her. I would have been like, no, she doesn't give me the emotion I need. Did the editor have nothing to work with?
Yeah.
I want to be in the editor's room. I have to be in that editor's
Yeah.
room because I have to see
I
what's
like to see
happening up
what's
there.
happening in that room as well because, quite
Because I need to
frankly,
see what the editor worked with. I genuinely want to see all the footage the editor worked with because
yeah,
I
I
can
can't imagine how
imagine the
boring
little
it would be to go through all that editing. Like, just to be real.
and it's just Gal Gadot being just herself, no emotion, the
Yeah, it's like
entire like
hours
hour,
of that footage, and it's like the exact same everything.
hours,
Just
years of footage, years worth of footage,
probably
just
10
sitting
years
there.
of footage, and it's like she's not. Like, the only difference is whatever she's wearing. Like, that's the only difference
And
because she
maybe
just looks the exact same.
her facial expressions.
Actually,
That's
her
about
facial
it.
expressions don't change that much either.
Sometimes
Like,
they do. Once in a blue moon, you know, it happens. It happens.
yeah.
Just not always, but it happens. Because I remember
Unless you're
in I
including
saw a
the
clip of
footage
Snow
from the
White.
interviews,
I
I have
saw a
not
clip
seen
of
that
Snow White.
many changes in her facial expressions
Saw a clip
between.
from Snow White that made me laugh, and it was just I think when the huntsman failed or something, and I think, and then she was told by the mirror that the huntsman failed. She actually yelled out no with emotion. I was like, oh my god, emotion, crazy. And then she changed her facial expression, but her facial expression, she looked constipated, and I was so confused. I was like, I was like, okay. I was like, okay, thank you. You gave us emotion. I applaud you. Congrats. Congrats.
Oh,
But what was that facial expression? That was not angry. That was, I am
mm,
straining myself to give this emotion. Which is like, girl,
mm. I remember a
what's
few
going on?
weeks after the new live action Snow White came out that Disney made.
God.
And it's like not even a week after it was available on YouTube Movies.
I'm not surprised. They were probably
They're
trying to get
probably
money.
trying to get back the money they lost releasing that monster of a
I mean, they
film.
did say they were gonna hold off on some of their live action.
But then
Like,
they
they did
immediately
say they were gonna.
produced Lilo and Stitch, and Lilo
Lilo
and
and Stitch was
Stitch.
always set to come out. Lilo and Stitch was always set to come out.
Yeah.
They mean like the Rapunzel live action they were talking about, which I'm so happy.
Uh,
She is Tangled is my favorite movie, my favorite Disney princess movie. If they do anything with Tangled, I'm going to lose my mind. If they do it that, oh yeah, actually she decided to stay with Mother Gothel, I'm going to cry. I'm going to genuinely cry because I
yeah.
still can't get over that Lilo and Stitch ending. Oh yeah, she gave her up because that was the best option. And then the director coming out in defense of the movie, saying that sometimes people do get left behind, and I'm like, excuse, I
Yeah. I have no idea what the people working on Lilo and Stitch were on when they were making the film.
whatever it is, can I have some? Because geez, Jesus Christ, that would probably be a good day.
Yeah, because like after the interviews for after the film was released, they're just coping. Like, there's nothing else that can be
No,
said
the
about it besides
director is coping. It's
the
so clear the
director is
director is
coping.
coping.
The lead actress I had for Nanny was definitely coping.
Oh
And again,
hell
she
yeah,
has her own issues. because she is a
Strictly.
political activist for women, which also does not help at all considering she makes a lot of women look bad.
Oh man, I'm upset with. I mean, I'm just
Mm,
upset with the director, cause like, what do you mean that this dude, full blown, looked at this movie and said, "Oh yeah, sometimes people do get left behind, and that's what we wanted to show that not everything is has its scenes." And it's like Lilo and Stitch. That's not what the movie's about. What are you talking
Yeah, they
about?
completely lost track of what the movie is about.
No, and then
And
I
then
was
when
like,
the
dude,
film
just
doesn't
say
do
you're
as well,
coping.
they come
They
up
start
with any
coping,
excuse
being
they can to try to
literally, the
justify
people
it.
do get left behind. I don't care. I don't care. I don't watch movies to be depressed about how, oh yeah, people get left behind. I watch movies to think everything is fine and dandy.
Yeah,
That's why I watch movies. I don't watch them for realism. I watch them to pretend life is good. I watch them to pretend that, yeah,
yeah.
everything is fine. I watch them to escape.
In fact, after I watched the live action, I watched the original one, and oh my word, the original one, that brought smiles to my face that I lost
Oh
when
yeah.
watching the live action. At the live
God,
action,
I heard of the original and I just put on I just started hearing the original playlist of the original movie, the original songs. I'm like, I'm just gonna put
yeah,
this on repeat for a second. Just because I didn't even watch the live action. I just saw the ending and I'm like, yep,
yeah,
that's enough. That's enough. I'm not
yeah.
watching this. Hell no.
I watched the live action when it was in theaters with family,
God
and
above.
we can all agree that it just felt sanitized.
Dog, oh my god. I remember
Yeah,
that my girlfriend, she told me she was gonna watch it because her family wanted to, and she was begging her parents, can we please watch the original before we go? They didn't. And she was very upset. And she told me about the movie and told me, yeah, that movie was so bad. And I was like, yeah, I thought
yeah.
so.
Like, there is no excuse I could think of. Like, even looking at the budget that they had, there are many ways they could have easily
Another
made the movie on that
another thing that
budget.
upset me, that they hire Chris Sanders to voice Stitch again, right? And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's nice.
But
Only
then
to
they don't
then
have him
be
for much.
Yeah, only for it to be revealed that they just reused stuff from the original movie and AI to recreate the Stitch voice because Chris Sanders could not recreate the Stitch voice because it was hurting his throat. And I'm like, then at this point, that should have been red flag number one that you should not have made this movie in the first place. Let's start
Yeah, that
there.
should have
If you
been the
were
first
not
red
ready
flag, and the
to
second
re
red flag is having a political activist who's already has a reputation of getting into trouble with Disney because it's the actor that they had for Nani in the live action film. Same actress for She-Hulk, and she was already fired once by Disney for saying things that ended up on camera somewhere. I did not know the full details. I just know that she was
I
supposed to
don't know
be
about that
in
either.
Deadpool and Wolverine and got fired when her scenes got cut from the film. She was pissed. She's starting to sue. She got fired. Simple as that.
I mean, I will always say, if you're gonna make a critique, obviously, I'm always someone that says, if you see something in a set, say something. Like,
Yeah,
don't stay quiet. Say something. Say something.
yeah, I
But
understand you'd say
if you're
something.
gonna threaten to sue Disney, if you're gonna make that threat, I would
Yeah,
wait until you have lawyers in there. I would wait until you have I would wait until, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't just say it out loud. I would just maybe just give them the papers of intent to sue. Don't say it out loud
yeah,
because then Disney now knows what to expect and they can take action, meaning
yeah.
that your case is not going to be 10 times harder
Yeah,
to be able to win.
out of her case versus the case that was made by the actress for Black Widow, The actress for Black Widow was actually justified in her case as
Oh,
her contract was
there are
violated.
people who say that her case is not justified. I 100% believe her case is justified because
Yeah,
that was her paycheck that was getting
yeah,
messed with. That was the
yeah,
paycheck that she was owed that Disney refused to give because of a loophole. Girlie had every right to sue. I would
yeah,
sue too. I would be like, hell no, give me my money. Give me my money.
yeah. And
You
then another thing
promised
I
your
also didn't
case.
know about until recently is the actor for Hawkeye. Yeah, he almost died in an accident, and Disney
Oh yeah.
considered working with him to be a partial liability. And then
Oh
that
yeah.
paired with
You
the
mean
fact
the
that
snowboarding accident?
his
The
yes,
avalanche?
yeah, that accident, and then there's also his ex-wife spread a lot of lies about him in court and just threw his name around, which the lies ended up being disproven, but already hurt his reputation. And then the final straw was Disney is like, oh, we're willing to hire you for season 2 of Hawkeye, but you're going to have to take a significant pay cut because of the
Damn.
shit that's going on. And he
Damn. But
said, no, I can't accept this pay cut, and rightfully so. Like, yes, he has the option to have accepted it, but he was in a position where he couldn't reject the additional money because he kind of needs that because he's still recovering from the snowboarding incidents.
I
So
always
then,
say people. I remember when Scarlett Johansson made that lawsuit with Disney. People called her greedy, and I was so upset. I was like, no, that is a paycheck. Dude, that is
yeah,
her money. She was promised by Disney, we're gonna pay you money based on the box office success of the ticket sales in the theaters.
yeah,
Which, by the way, was in the middle of quarantine. And
yeah.
then it actually made more money streaming wise. And she was like, "Excuse me, hold on, people that's." And they're
That's
like, "Oh,
another
the
thing that
Disney
Disney
Channel,
has
the
also
Disney Channel."
done is
They
if
were
they make a
saying like,
movie and it goes straight to streaming, they don't have to pay the actors a single dime if they're making more money through
Yes,
streaming.
that's why Scarlett sued. And I was so
Yeah,
happy. I was like,
yeah.
yes, sue them because that is crazy. That
And
is their
technically, more
money.
people who work at Disney should be suing Disney because they've done that with a number of their movies as of late, where they'll
It's
just
also
release it
very
straight to
unfair.
Plus, and then they don't have
I'm
to pay the
always
people in
someone
turn.
who will forever say actors deserve the money that they're owed. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if they're rich, if they are owed money, they deserve that money. I don't care if they're
yeah,
fucking millionaires. If they were promised a paycheck, that's still a paycheck. If you were promised a paycheck and you were not given the paycheck, wouldn't you want to sue? Because I sure do. I would sure sue 100%. Like if Disney did that to me and I was a director working for them,
yeah.
which I will never work for them. Hell no. Hell
Well,
no.
technically, I have my own list of reasons why I would never work for Disney, and
Hell no. I would like to have a secure
yeah,
paycheck. Let's start there. But if they ever did that to me, I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind. I would be like, hell nah. You are gonna pay me what I'm owed. Like straight up.
yeah.
You are paying me what I'm owed.
We're
And
looking for
again, it's
wooden
like,
trims.
yeah, which trying to
Da-da-da.
use the hmm? Oh, found one, I think.
There's
Yeah.
3 of them that we have to get.
There's no, there's only one. Okay, I found one of them. Yeah, I always look at the underside. I already checked those.
Oh,
No, no. But that's to me, it's like, no, like if an
yeah,
actor, I don't care how rich they are, if they are owed money,
yeah,
then they better get their paycheck. Like I would do the same. Like I would expect that
yeah.
from anybody.
Like, it doesn't matter who it is or how long a person works a job. If there's a contract and then the company that makes the contract chooses to violate that contract for any reason, yeah, that's a valid reason to sue. it's also a valid
Yeah,
reason to not work with them again, and Disney's gotten into a habit of not paying all of their actors and actresses.
it's not. For me, it's just I just hate when actors don't get the recognition they deserve or
Yeah,
don't get the payment they deserve because it's not fair.
yeah,
Like it's not fair. Like they deserve to be paid fairly. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
God. But they deserve to be paid fairly. They deserve
And
to
if you
be.
promise to pay someone for their jobs, the least you should do is be able to actually honor that and pay them for their job, even if you can't pay them the entire paycheck all at once. You can pay them
Yeah,
part of the
just
paycheck
pay
at one
them.
point, and then give them the next paycheck later on. But Disney is a company that doesn't want to do that. And they've also found legal loopholes that allows them to go around that just so they don't have to pay the people that work for them. That's also
Well,
why a
not.
lot of the people that work in their parks practically make dirt money because they do not possess the ability to make any more money because Disney has a lot of money going elsewhere outside of the park.
It's so genuinely
Yeah,
idiotic because I'm just. It's like I also hate when people like they don't treat celebrities as humans, which is
yeah,
like I hate that so much
yeah.
because it's like they are human.
Yeah, it's
They
like
are
they
human.
have two standards for it. It's either they treat the celebrity like a god,
Exactly.
or
No,
they
yeah,
treat
they
the
treat them like
celebrity
God, or
like a
they treat them
demon.
like someone, or they treat them like someone who is like, you have such a great life. You don't have a right to complain. Excuse me? Yes, they do.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter how rich they are.
yeah,
Oh, they didn't get paid, but they're a millionaire, and that's still a paycheck.
yeah.
That's still a paycheck.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad to see this, but in a lot of areas of Hollywood specifically, they like to cut corners when it comes to paying their workers to the extent that it creates unfair wages for everyone. Like, it doesn't matter what ethnic background, it doesn't matter what you do, no one's getting fair pay. Or in some cases, some people are simply not even getting paid until years later because of how bad things are in that general area of the U.S.
Oh man, I don't like Hollywood. I don't like
Yeah.
Hollywood. I remember I used to have a joke where I would always tell people Hollywood is just the mafia.
Actually, it's kind of accurate now
I
because
wouldn't be
if
surprised.
you
I
say
wouldn't be surprised.
something and it disrupts whoever's in charge of making movies, they can basically destroy your entire career and make it so that you're homeless or worse in a
Yeah,
few weeks.
the infamous blacklist. I mean, sometimes
Yeah,
I always say sometimes the blacklist is used upside down
yeah,
because I feel like the blacklist is good sometimes in the sense of there are
yeah,
actors who genuinely should not work on sets again, especially if they have a
yeah,
track record of being awful on set. Oh yeah, put them in
yeah,
the blacklist. Put them in the
yeah.
blacklist. Don't let them come to
Like,
set.
there's not just actors, there's also actresses that also should not be allowed on any sets for a number of reasons, and yet you still have people that are allowed, while some people get blacklisted just because they have a different opinion of or something. Especially when it's
Right.
political. I'm not going to dig too deep into that because that's a rabbit hole that it just gets worse.
I know that at least where I go, me and my other friends that are in the film department of my school, we always have a joke of our personal blacklist, which is like since we go to this school, we figure out very quickly who are the people we should actually like avoid working with, and we have our own personal like we have our own
Yeah,
personal blacklist, and our blacklist consists usually of people that are just not good to work with. Like they're not people we want to
yeah,
work with.
yeah. And like even though odds are, if I ever do get around to writing one of my books, odds are I do not will not have any studio in Hollywood work on any of those movies or TV shows or
I mean,
ideas, just because I do not want those ideas to be ruined by political activism, which has become really common in Hollywood, where things turn to being about politics for no reason at all. In
you
fact,
know
it's one of
the
the arguments I have for Hollywood is a lot of their movies have to be politically motivated, or otherwise they're not getting money to make that movie.
I would say if that really is the case, which I'm not sure, I'm
I
not
don't know if that'll
educated.
still be the case because there's a chance that could change at any moment considering how bipolar Hollywood is.
I'm not sure if that's the case right now. I'm not educated on that, but I will say if that's the case, I think it's more not the movie being political. I think it's
But people in the
the
background
movie.
just,
I'm not saying it's like that the movie has to be political. I think it's that the movie has to be political to their point of view. No,
yeah,
like if it's not exactly what they believe, they will not give. Then yeah, sure, they might not give you money for it, which it's not okay. Like, which I don't think it's okay, because unless because I always say give a movie the shot. Because I always say if you're gonna give a movie a chance, at least give it like a fair one.
yeah. And, like, I'll be honest with this. Whenever I review a movie, I do not set high bars at all. Mainly because I'd rather watch a movie and be impressed by what it has than watch a movie with high expectations and end up disappointed because my expectations were not met.
Oh yeah,
And it's like
that's how
I
you should go for a movie.
treat that with all movies and all TV shows I watch. I don't set high expectations for them when I go in because I like to make my own judgments instead of going off of the judgments of other people.
Yeah, I when I go with movies, usually what I do is I try not to go with expectations, but if I do, I set them as low as possible. As low as possible.
Yeah,
If so that way I can be even more impressed.
yeah,
Like I will give an example, the Smurfs movie I told you I watched. I had my
yeah.
expectations on the floor. I was like, that movie's gonna be bad.
And
I
that
was
happened to be
shocked.
worse than you were expecting
Oh
it to
yes,
be.
I was surprised. I was surprised. I was like, even as a kids movie, I always say kids movie derogatory, because it
Yeah,
was not even good for kids movie standards. I'm always, well,
yeah,
at the same time, my standards for kids movies are high because I always
yeah,
believe kids show and kids media should be good. It shouldn't be
yeah,
something bad. It shouldn't be horrible. It
yeah,
should be good. It should be as good as what adults have because they deserve
yeah.
good stuff too.
And one of the things I've seen is that some movies, not all, but just some, probably few in the grand scheme of all movies out there, can have really good writing, but it's just been made for all audiences. And as a result, a lot of people will have really weird things on what to think for that. But then we also live in a day and age where people take a look at the writing and go, yeah, I'm going to ignore it, I just read that, and then they'll show something not meant for kids to kids, and then wonder why their kids are having nightmares.
Yeah, but that's another rabbit hole I just don't want to
Yeah,
talk about. But I don't know.
yeah,
It's just that there are times where it's like I just get frustrated with like kid media because it's like
yeah.
I see them like Teen Titans Go.
Like, I understand trying to make a movie for
Fine.
general audiences, but there's a difference between making a movie for general audiences and then making a movie just because you know the audience is going to be kids. Like, there's a big difference in that. Like, for example, it's the film Wild Robot. Spoilers if you haven't seen it.
I've seen it. Made me
That
cry.
the robot that we see the life of and the perspective of ends up becoming a parent to a child and sort of like an adoption story. And we get to see her journey of becoming
A
a
mom.
motherly figure, which is something that Disney has stopped doing for a lot of movies, is having the conversations that are going to be difficult because it's someone who's learning how to become a parent or how to do things as a parent.
I that's why I love Bluey. Bluey
Yeah,
I is something that it's not just for kids. It's a kids show, but the show is also for parents to learn
yeah,
to be parents. It's teaching you how to
yeah,
be a parent too. Like people always say there's not a manual to be a parent. Bluey
yeah,
could be seen as a form of a manual because it's also teaching you
yeah,
how a parent should be. It's also teaching
yeah,
you how kids are gonna be and how
yeah,
sometimes reacting in a certain way might actually be detrimental to a kid.
yeah. Up, give me a
And I
moment. This is about to hit the 1 hour mark.